Hello guys, Crispy here and welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm going to be testing a GeForce RTX 4060 Ti 8GB model in The Last of Us Part 1. This one is the Founders Edition model of the card. We are running it with the latest Nvidia drivers and I'm not manually overclocking it. You can see all of its specs over here in Tech Power-Ups GPU-Z. Well, almost all of them, because GPU-Z still doesn't know this device yet, but you can see it is a 4060 Ti. Over on the left, we're pairing it with the Ryzen 7 5800X3D and 32GB of RAM, CL14 3600MHz in dual channel, and let's get right into it, shall we? Okay, so first up, let's go over the settings as usual, and I'm playing at 1080p resolution native without DLSS first, using the Ultra settings preset and Ultra textures as well. So this is very intensive for the little 4060 Ti. You can see that it's already dropping from 60 FPS by quite a bit, actually. Seems like this area is way more intensive than the capital area where I usually test things. So yeah, I'm glad I just got to this part of the game. It's dropping a lot from 60, dude. I really expected better coming from a 4060 Ti, even after the full review that I made on it, because you know, it was not really dropping from 60 by all that much or that often. I only saw a single drop then, so this is not really that great. I've been playing for around like 10 to 15 minutes here, and I didn't really saw major stuttering, so it is possible to play like this. VRAM is actually maxed out and it's spilling a little bit into the RAM. That's why the performance isn't really all that great or as good as it could be. I'm gonna stop it there, because if you're buying a GPU like this, or I mean, don't buy it because it's terrible value, especially with 8GB in 2023. I'm gonna enable DLSS on quality here at 1080p. This looks alright. It's slightly sharper, but also a little bit more pixelated. And it's not the best implementation that I've seen of DLSS, although I think they have actually upgraded the version of DLSS in this game, which is nice to see. Now we're well above 60 frames per second, I think all of the time, probably. Let's see down there, because it dropped into like the high 40s around here. Yeah, oh, there we go, 61. So even with DLSS, it drops into the low 60s, guys. It's not dropping from 60 anymore, thankfully, but it is very concerning for a mid-range GPU in 2023 not to be able to do comfortably 60 plus 100% of the time without a single drop ever, with DLSS enabled, right? This is the kind of performance that I would expect from 1080p native, not DLSS. If the performance was like this at native 1080p, it wouldn't have been that bad, you know. I would still be a bit underwhelmed, because I expected closer to like 100 FPS from a mid-range product in 2023, $400, you know, in The Last of Us Part 1 at 1080p, Ultra. But it is what it is. At least it can be very playable, and it still looks very good like this, so yeah. Now let's disable DLSS here. I just applied the settings. Oh, and by the way, whenever you enable DLSS, the VRAM usage tends to go down by a little bit as well, so that's always a plus when you have 8 gigs. Anyway, let's go up to 1440p Ultra settings next. Now the game needs 9.2 gigabytes, so a 12 gig card or even a 10 gig card would have been great for the 4060 Ti, you know, and we're still using the Ultra settings. Oh boy, starting to stutter a lot. RAM usage is going up like crazy right now. Look at that frame time, guys. That's what happens without much VRAM. What a shame. What a big shame. Okay. Well, right now it's okay, but every now and again, especially when you need to load in new textures, new objects and stuff like that, a new area, it's always gonna stutter a lot. And if it wasn't for the stuttering and the low VRAM amount, it would have been a decent experience. Not great, but decent enough. The game is still... God damn it, another stutter right there. I'm always making a ton of noise here. But yeah, 40 plus FPS or like 35 plus all of the time in a very intensive area in this game at 1440p Ultra would have been great, you know? Oh my god, that's so awful, dude. And yes, the VRAM is going down, but that's just because it's swapping some of the things that were inside of VRAM into the RAM, and that's where it stutters, you know. The longer you play, the worse it will get, so just it can't do 1440p at ultra settings, all right? So let's enable DLSS super resolution on quality once again, and now it renders the game at 960p internally and upscales it to 1440p, of course. VRAM usage is at 8.5 gigs, and I'm gonna restart the game just so it can load in the textures properly again, because now the RAM usage is very used. Yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, here we are again, getting very similar FPS to what we saw at native 1080p, and since the... the fur on the deer is very weird, super pixelated and noisy. So the frame time is already not that great. I thought it was going to be a similar experience to native 1080p. After all, it reports that VRAM usage is similar. Maybe it was just a one-off stutter there. It was very tiny, not like the ones that we saw at native 1440p.
Steady.
Steady. Let's go. Let's go, Ellie. We can do this. There we go. No! No, you need more than one arrow to take it down. Are you kidding me? Oh, boy. Again, this is a playable experience and an enjoyable one as long as it doesn't stutter. It's 50 plus FPS all of the time, basically. And for the most part in this game, you're going to see even higher FPS than these. Because, again, this is where I've seen it drop the most so far. Let's go, Ellie. We can do this. We can do this. There it is. Another one? Are you kidding me? You need another one. Oh, boy. Let's keep on going. It's pretty weird that this area is more intensive than, like, a forest area with a ton of vegetation. Because this is all snow. There isn't much vegetation around. I guess maybe vegetation is actually optimized in this game, which is very weird. Because, you know, they didn't optimize anything, but vegetation runs well. That's nice. Okay, not a little bit of a stutter there, a frame time spike. Ooh, FPS are going down like crazy in this area. 48. Okay. Where did the thing go? Here? No. Oh, boy. Okay, well, I'm gonna try to find it. You know what? First, I will lower the DLSS to balanced, okay? Just to see how it looks. Gonna add a little bit of sharpening as well, so it's not too soft. And that lowers our VRAM usage slightly from quality. It's 840p now internally. Also, the RAM and VRAM usage are very similar to what we saw at 1080p ultra settings, native res, so it's okay, I guess. It's not running out of VRAM by too much. And now it's above 60 frames per second. That's quite nice, guys. But here's the thing, the 3060 Ti also does this easily, you know, and that's a 2.5-year-old product that's released for the same price. So that's why this is not a good GPU and not good value, you know. You should never have a successor to a product at the same price 2.5 years later that loses to its predecessor in some titles. That's just insane. Now, it still drops slightly from 60 FPS using these settings, but it looks great, and it actually is a heck of a lot smoother than everything that we saw so far, aside from like DLSS on Ultra 1080p. Let's continue here. Again, for a single-player title like this one, getting 70 FPS average with like 50 plus or 55 plus FPS all of the time is quite good. Not gonna lie. I'm not saying that the performance is bad, I'm just saying it's bad for the price 2.5 years later. Let's go disable the DLSS here, just for fun, okay? It's still applying, that's why we're getting 7 FPS. Okay, now it's good. Let's go up to 4K. Just because I'm very curious. Like, the 3060 Ti could play this game at 4K, but with high settings and like balanced or performance DLSS, but it was a playable experience. I'm curious to see this on Ultra. You know, like if the other one from 2.5 years ago is playable at 4K DLSS balanced high settings, this should do it at Ultra, right? Of course, without the DLSS, it just gets completely wrecked, so it's not a viable option whatsoever. DLSS balanced. Let's go. Let's see how it does now. I will need to restart the game because the VRAM spilled way too much already into the RAM. Okay, back here, it's stuttering slightly still. Alright, getting 40s. Okay, it's not too terrible, honestly, guys. I was expecting a bit worse since, you know, 8 gigabytes. Okay, what is happening? Oh my god, it's stuttering too much. It's stuttering too much. VRAM is maxed out. Hello? VRAM is maxed out. RAM usage is going up as well. It should stay at like 15.5, 16 gigabytes if you don't have a VRAM limitation. I don't like it too much if it stutters, you know. Next, I will set it to the high settings, alright. Apply that. I will restart the game as well, of course, after I change resolution here. Back to 1080p. I do not want DLSS anymore. There we go. We want to resize that as well. Here we go. It's behind the scenes time. I usually cut this part out. But here we go. So at high settings and 1080p, it uses less than 8 gigabytes. So it will be absolutely fine. All right, here we go. So on high settings, we get 100 FPS. That's quite nice with no VRAM issues. It's at 6.5 gigs of usage there. That's really nice. Come on. Oh. I missed. Okay. I'm very bad in this game at aiming because it just doesn't feel natural whatsoever. It's probably because it's a console port. I usually say this. Just so you know. It's not me being bad. The problem is definitely the game. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Alright, I'm good. I'm good. I didn't get bitten whatsoever. Okay, buddy? It's all good. It's all fine. It's really damn smooth, guys, by the way. It's bad. There's a lot of them. Oh boy. Okay, let's go. Can we just close the door and put something in front of it? No? Okay, never mind. We're just gonna go then. Anyway, this is perfect at this point. Not perfect for the price, but it is a flawless experience. 60 plus all of the time. That's really good. And you can enjoy some Last of Us here at 1080p high settings. Even without the DLSS, of course, if you enable the DLSS, it would get even higher FPS. But we're not going to do that since it was already super buttery smooth. I'm going to set it to 1440p. Here we go, 2560 by 1440. And at this resolution, it also does not run out of VRAM with the high settings preset. That's great. Getting 70s now. Shouldn't stutter whatsoever as well. And it looks super nice. Just like Ultra, you know. There are tons of comparisons on YouTube comparing this game settings high to Ultra. And there's not really much to it. If you're comparing side by side, maybe you can spot some differences. If you're just playing the game like I am right now, it's going to be completely great looking either on Ultra or high. Oh, no. Hi. There's nobody. There's nobody here. Yep. You went in that direction. Let's go. No. There's another one. Damn it. Too many. Okay. Let's go. Ellie. Yeah, boy. Oh, my. So many things. So many. No. Let's go. Oh, boy. Shh. Climb faster. Let's go. Like your life depends on it. It really... Oh, thank you very much, dude. Holy. Textures there on the metal are really good, actually, even on high. They improved the texture quality by a lot from release. And they also reduced the VRAM usage. That's great. 60-ish frames per second so far. It hasn't dropped, has it? That's pretty impressive. It's very stable, always above 60. And this is native 1440p. For a 1080p card, it's not too bad. But, of course, Nvidia only aimed this at 1080p because they decided to give it 8 gigabytes, and they know 8 gigabytes is not going to be enough for 1440 in like a year or two, for sure, even at high settings. Oh yeah, I was wondering why I didn't have my inventory full, but it's because this is not Joel, this is Ellie that we're playing with right now. Okay. Well, something tells me that there is going to be a horde incoming, because they gave us some mollies for a reason, right? Like right here. Anyway, gonna stop it there. Let's see how it does with DLSS enabled on quality. All right. Of course, it's going to lower the VRAM usage, but we don't really need that benefit this time around. I just really want to stay above 60, 100% of the time, or make sure that I get the butteriest, smoothest experience with good visuals still at 1440p. There are more of them incoming. What should we do? I don't understand. Oh yeah, I got a flashlight. I totally forgot about that. Let's go. You have ammo for me, buddy, please. Give it to me. Give it to me. No, there's ammo on the ground. Oh, just a little break there. I don't know what to do next. Dude, I need help. I need help. Oh, yes. Oh, Ellie, let's go. Let's go. Oh, she's so strong. Oh, boy. Not again. There are so many zombies right now, dude. Yeah, you fight them bastards. Kill them with your fists, because you can, you know. Oh, I see. Maybe we need to activate the power or something. Oh, no. Okay, it's all good. All good. All good. All good. Is that a zombie? Yes, it is. Shot in the butt. Oh, yeah. I can't imagine playing this thing with the hardest difficulty, because this is the easiest one, and I already died. Oh, do we really need to do this? Kill this one. Oh, damn it. Okay, okay. How do I throw the grenades? They're not... What are you doing here? He's supposed to be a boss. You shouldn't help him. He doesn't need help. He's unfair. Totally God! You bastard! No! Oh, there he is again. Okay, now I know that they're gonna come from behind. The bastards, man. Okay, let's go. Throw some fire at him already. Okay, still no more zombies around us. Okay. It's all good. Oh, the farts, of course. Farts just came here. Come on. There we go. We killed him. Nice. That was fast. Well, there we have a cutscene with depth of field effects, 75 FPS. That's pretty good. DLSS looking great here at 1440p as well, especially on quality. On balanced, you can tell that there's something weird going on, but on quality, it's good. Oh boy, we're being chased. Getting 70 frames now. It's much lower than what we saw previously. Let's go up to 4K resolution, and as you can see with DLSS enabled, it still doesn't go over VRAM limits. With it disabled, it does though, so let's use DLSS right away. It looks really good right now. It's getting around 60 frames per second. Get out, boy, get out, boy! 50 right now. So it is dropping a bit. RAM usage is at 16 gigs right now. I'm saying right now too much, I'm sorry. 7.7 gigs of VRAM usage there, but I don't think anything spilled into RAM yet. Maybe slightly. Oh my! No! No! They got Roach! I'm gonna be scarred for life, my friends. Oh, Roach, why? Anyway, it is playable, as you can see, using 4K resolution if you use high settings and DLSS. The next-gen titles, like 2 years from now, won't really be playable at 4K, even with DLSS with this GPU. Even with frame generation, because frame generation also uses a ton of VRAM. So there's that. But hey, the experience is alright here, around 60 FPS average. Let's try balanced DLSS, see if we can get like 60 plus. I don't think it's possible yet, still dropping slightly, very, very slightly. Oh, they're coming from behind as well. Gotta hit those headshots because they don't die with a single shot of the pistol. Yeah! It's a little bit more stable for sure with balanced DLSS, but it still drops slightly. And I guess in the other area it was a little bit more intensive, so it would drop even more. So what you need is performance DLSS to achieve 60 plus most of the time. That's exactly the same as the 3060 Ti was. We also had to use performance DLSS with that card. But with that said, you can have a great experience even at 4K. I'm curious to see the 16 gigabyte version. Maybe it will be possible to play at 4K even at ultra settings. without 20 FPS or without major VRAM limitations at least, and at 1440p ultra settings as well. It's probably going to provide a much smoother experience, but for $500 it's way too much. I really hope Nvidia drops the prices before it releases. Like, that should have been the $400 card. That's been it for this one. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be having a 1440p review of the 3060. Gosh, I keep calling it 3060 Ti. It's pretty accurate because without frame generation, it's basically the same thing with less power usage. But yeah, I'll have a 1440p review maybe by Saturday or something. And I'll also have some Lord of the Rings Gollum videos coming very soon as well. So stay tuned in for that. Love you all. Bye-bye.